Rico had never seen lights so bright. The stage of Ireland's Got Talent shimmered like a dream. And for a boy who grew up singing on the streets of Cebu, it felt unreal. He stood backstage. His old guitar slung across his back, the same one his late father had given him. Around him, other contestants laughed, rehearsed, and filmed selfies, but Rico stood quietly whispering a prayer in his native Tagalog. His hands trembled as he rubbed the worn strings of his guitar, remembering his father's words, "Son, sing with your heart, not your voice." When a crew member called his name, Rico's heart pounded so loud it drowned out the noise around him. As he stepped onto the stage, the audience clapped politely, not knowing who he was. The massive auditorium seemed to swallow him whole. For a moment, Rico wished he could run away, but then he thought of his father and whispered, "This is for you, Papa." The spotlight hit his face, and the stage felt both terrifying and magical at the same time. Simon Cowell leaned forward, expression unreadable. "What's your name, and where are you from?" he asked. Rico's accent was thick as he replied. "My name is Rico. I'm from the Philippines." The crowd murmured softly. Simon raised an eyebrow. "And what will you be performing?" Rico hesitated before saying, "Elvis Presley. Can't help falling in love." Simon tilted his head, intrigued but skeptical. A few people in the audience chuckled, perhaps expecting another failed attempt at an Elvis impression. The band prepared to play, but Rico shook his head slightly. "No track," he said nervously. "Just me and my guitar." Simon's face softened with curiosity. The hall went silent as Rico adjusted the microphone. He took a deep breath, looked at the ceiling as if seeking strength from above, and strummed the first chord. His hands stopped shaking, replaced by a calm only artists understand when they surrender to their art. The first line flowed out, rich and soulful, carrying the nostalgia of 1,000 unspoken emotions. His deep, warm voice filled the theater, so pure that it silenced even the whispering audience. Simon's eyebrows lifted. Amanda covered her mouth in shock. Rico's tone was smooth, hauntingly close to Elvis. But there was something even more tender about it. Something personal. The crowd began to sway, caught in the rhythm of a story told through every note. Rico closed his eyes, feeling his father beside him, hearing his encouragement in every lyric. The song rose, the notes reaching a trembling high, and then fell back into a whisper that seemed to hug every heart in the room. When the final note lingered in the air, the hall exploded into applause. People stood cheering and whistling. Rico stood frozen, stunned by the wave of love crashing over him. Simon rose to his feet, clapping with a rare smile. "Rico," he said into the mic, his voice steady but emotional. "I've heard a lot of Elvis covers, but you, my friend, you sing better than Elvis himself." The audience screamed in agreement, chanting Rico's name. Amanda pressed the golden buzzer and in an instant, golden confetti rained down like a blessing from heaven. Rico fell to his knees, tears mixing with laughter. Overwhelmed by the moment, Simon walked onto the stage and gave him a handshake that felt like a dream. Rico could barely breathe as the crowd continued to cheer his name. Backstage, Rico sat with tears in his eyes, clutching his guitar. The hosts congratulated him and crew members hugged him warmly. Simon appeared again, looking less like a judge and more like a proud mentor. "You've just made history," Simon said quietly. Rico smiled through tears and replied, "I just wanted my dad to hear me sing, even from heaven." Simon nodded slowly, visibly moved. The camera zoomed out as the confetti still sparkled on the stage floor. The crowd's cheers faded into a soft echo, and Rico closed his eyes, whispering a final thank you to the man who taught him how to sing. That night, the world didn't just witness a performance. They witnessed a son fulfilling a promise and an angel finding his voice again.